Hey, Lord Frigid's trying to resurrect a dead series on his YouTube channel, because that's totally never happened before. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Aether Offense. Sorry about the 4 months sounds about right. Sorry for the 4-month hiatus. Life happened, and then 3 Houses happened, and I've been playing a bit of 3 Houses, you know, just a little here and there. I've actually been wondering if it would be interesting to try and record and post a Let's Play of 3 Houses on this channel. I don't know if that would strike anyone's fancy. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Aether Offense. I was actually going to bring this series back 2 weeks ago, but I live in California, and we've been having these wildfires, and the utility company, the big utility company, PG&E, has been shutting off power in an attempt to prevent said wildfires. So 2 weeks ago, as I was getting ready to edit all the footage, PG&E decided, hey, you know what, let's turn off the power now. So that was a no-go. And then I figured, well, that's okay. I'll just do it next week. And of course, the next week was light season, and during light season, well, yeah. I actually just deployed this exact raiding party for every single map. And I figured that would probably be boring to watch, so I nixed that idea as well. But I'm back now, and I've got a few interesting battles for you today. Got some new raiding parties set up, and yeah, let's just get right into that. Alright, I don't find this setup particularly threatening, and in fact, I initially only included it as an excuse to use my Cedar raiding party in one of these videos. However, since I'm here facing it anyway, I might as well describe why I don't find this setup to be particularly challenging, and it comes down to controlling space. I find that the most threatening defensive setups do a very good job of controlling space. And what do I mean by controlling space? I mean, essentially, for any square on the map, how many units threaten it, and how effectively do they threaten it. For instance, nobody threatens this space right here. I could stick a ranged unit and hit FE for free, aggroing the AI without any consequence. Similarly, these 2 spaces right here, only Mer can hit those. And in order to hit whoever you stick there, she has to step away from 2 of her 3 ward stacks. So yes, she does threaten the space, but she does not threaten the space effectively. And so that's what I mean when I say controlling space. And I'll talk more about that as we get further on in the video, but for now, I'm just going to go ahead and get into my approach to this map. Alright, so against a team of full armors, I would be a fool to not send in the Cedar raiding party. I'm gonna go ahead and try and break this Aether round 4A, but I'm pretty sure that based on Mer's placement relative to the healing tower, this is real. Yep, just like I thought. But it's alright, because now I have Wings of Mercy active, so I can still break the Aether round 4A, just takes a little longer than I wanted. And actually no armor march, which means that my Naga can just march up and break the face statue.
It will be done.
That's nice. I like being able to approach these teams. Approaching the armored team quickly is key to taking them out. Just because they all run freaking wary fighter and you need to have enough turns to kill them. And wow, that is no damage at all. That's not much better. Okay. Well, still no armor march, so I can break buildings for free. Haha. Gosh. How am I gonna do this? Well, I definitely need to see it on her defense tile. Otherwise, she's gonna die. I'm pretty sure.
What is your desire?
Certainly.
Between Hector and Effie. Maybe not the other armors. Those ones I'm not so worried about. But, gosh, how am I going to do this? I'd love to get ward stacks on her, but I can only get 1 with Mer alive.
Yes.
Oh, can I take out Mer? Actually, I think I can. Hold on. Mia breaks the Dark Shrine, because the Dark Shrine is evil and nobody likes it, well, except for the defending team. Then Mia, Naga will warp to her, take out Mer. She definitely deals more than 28 damage, especially without the attack debuff.
What next?
Then I have to get Cedar on the defense tile somehow. Maybe repo and refresh. Or refresh Naga. Because then Naga warps down to other Naga. Smites Cedar up 2 spaces. Cedar moves over to the defense tile, and now she's got 3 ward stacks. I just went from 0, possibly only 1 ward stack, to all 3. I like that. Alright, so let's... Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and execute this. This is a good move. Bump.
What next?
And then... Oh, that's a lot of damage off of Hector.
Let's go.
Oh, it's because her defense is debuffed and she would have no ward stacks from that space.
Yes.
So sadly for Hector, that is not how it's going to be. And he is
Certainly.
probably, hopefully, maybe going to die, question mark. Get some chip damage off on Faye. That's good. Alright. Or it's not good because the healing tower just heals it all off of him. Alright. Oh! 0 damage on Sita's non-iceberg attack. That's not good. I'm gonna have to lure him off the defense tower? I have time for that, I think. But gosh, I wasn't expecting damage output that small. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to lure him off. Or not. Or if he could just do it for me. Like, I can imagine Hector's reaction to that, like, Effie, wait, stop. What are you doing? I have a child! And Effie just like, don't care. Swap. The percentile is mine. But poor Effie. Oh, she doesn't even deal a damage to Sita. What was I worried about? It's turn 4 anyway, so, 43? I think that's still quick post range. That should be fine, actually, if it is. Because then she loses an iceberg on her.
What is your desire?
Yeah.
Certainly.
It will be done.
Let's just drop
What
that.
is your desire?
There. See what happens. Panic manner. Oh no. My field buffs that I don't have. Yep, iceberg. That means that I can one-shot her. Just heal her up because why not, right? And doink. That wasn't so bad at all. Alright, this is the second battle, and it does a much better job of threatening space than the first battle did. Probably because the 6 team members aren't all armored. But I digress. What I'd like to call your attention to in particular is this section here and this section here. And what these two sections have in common is that they are both threatened by a large amount of units. On the left, the section is threatened by Ishtar, Sue, Cordelia, and Duma, and on the right, that section is threatened by Sue, Thrasir, Cordelia, and Fina. In fact, my only real qualm with the way these units are set up and positioned is that Thrasir has an assist, which means that she moves after Fina. Whereas if she moved before Fina, if you chose to stake a unit in the left section, then Thrasir would move before Fina, get refreshed, and then also threaten that section. But as it stands, it's still a pretty threatening setup. You've got Ishtar with Hardy Bearing to shut down Vantage strategies, to an extent. You have Duma in the same column as Ishtar, which will destroy any tactic streams that might inhibit her movement. I don't know if that's what this person had in mind when they were designing this map, but that's what he does. As far as actually approaching the map, I do see a few things here. One is this flower bed. You can break this flower bed and stick a unit there for free, because as long as you don't destroy the healing tower, nobody actually threatens that space. Another thing I noticed is this bolt trap down in the kind of lower left area. Usually when a bolt trap is far away from the defending team, that means 2 things. 1, it's real, and 2, it deals a lot of damage. And the reason it's all the way out there is because the person who designed the defense team doesn't want it close to their units, so it can explode and make their own team significantly easier to take out. So one thing you can do to approach this map is use a ranged unit to take out Duma. Then you use a tank to reposition your ranged unit out of there. And then that tank, preferably a damage-soaking tank, because Ishtar has Hardy Bearing, only has to deal with Ishtar, Sue, and Cordelia, instead of Ishtar, Cordelia, Sue, and Duma. Duma is actually quite threatening if you actually let him attack you. Granted, they're all pretty powerful units in their own right. I don't mean to trivialize the effort required to tank them all in one round of combat, but it could be done. Another thing you can do is strategically go up the left side, breaking buildings and taking out Ishtar with a Vantage tank, and after that, it should be possible for that Vantage tank to perform a clean sweep of the enemy team. And that is actually the approach that I ended up using. Alright, I'm going to send in the Lelina raiding party here, and my #1 priority is to take out this scary lady, because her Hardy Bearing will make Lelina cry. Lelina's on my team this time around, so I would much prefer it if she weren't crying, so we'll just go ahead and avoid that. I do have some pretty stiff timing requirements. If I don't initiate on turn 3, bad things will happen to me. So I have a whole 2 turns to set up. I'm thinking this bolt trap here is real, so I'll drop Nog on it, see what happens. Oh, yeah, that was very real and very, very painful. Fortunately, it puts my Nog in Wings of Mercy range. And now Fjorm can take out that flower bed. Die, flowers. And Lilina can move up 2 spaces. Alright. That'll work. That'll be just fine. Hector's okay where he is. He needs to be there to drop the Hector and Lilina bomb on the poor enemies. Okay. Next up, I see some harsh command action up here at the top with Sue and Cordelia, so I'm gonna park Fjorm right below this panic manor to stop that. I just need to be careful not to break the healing tower, because if I do that, Sue will shoot Fjorm in the face, and bad things will happen to my soul. I like it when bad things don't happen to my soul, so I'm just gonna leave Fjorm right there. Now Nog can break the Aether Amphora, and Alina can advance. And that should put me right into position to initiate on turn 3. Perfecto. Alright. So, turn 3 rolling around now, and Bolt Tower drops damage bomb number 1, and Hector and Alina drop damage bomb number 2. Let's see this. Aww. That's so cute and deadly. Alright. Gotta take out Ishtar because of that hardy bearing. Ooh, definitely don't want to attack from there. The panic manor will negate. Actually, she only has a defense buff. That wouldn't be so bad. If she'd had the attack tactic buff from Hector, that would have been really nasty. But she only has def, so it's fine. And now she very kindly shields that space from Cordelia and Sue's wrath. So I'll have Nog abate the Aether Fountain. And yeah, I'm actually safe to just end turn here. And they're all just gonna die. So, who's first up to the chopping block? Huh? Ah, Thersier, welcome. Bye. Sue's next, I'm guessing. Yep. And then Duma has to be next. And Duma, that will get debuff applied to Fina. So now she's in one-shot range. And finally, Cordelia goes down. That's so evil. So this is the 3rd and final map, and it does the best job out of all 3 at controlling space. The reason for that can be summed up with one word: Seleth. Seleth does an absolutely disgustingly good job at controlling space, because Refined Tearfang gives him guaranteed miracle as long as he starts combat with at least 50% HP. That makes him very hard to approach, and thus he controls his threat range very well. Here he makes it very difficult to approach the left side, while the placement of the defense fort makes it hard to approach from the right. And then, to top it all off, this map is very infantry pulse heavy, and Azura, Deirdre, Micaiah, and Soth will all be able to lose their special on their first attack. They're positioned in such a way that if you want to remove all of their specials with Witchy Wand or Melancholy, you'd have to attack Deirdre, and Deirdre is protected by 2 traps that are almost certainly real. So what can you do about a map like this? Well, it's obvious that the whole show centered around Seleth. The defending team is banking on you getting him under 50% HP and then swarming you with Wings of Mercy. So, the way I see it, there are 3 main options for getting out of here deathless. 1, you can use a hard counter to Seleth. I'm talking like a fast, powerful Blarblade user, Ophelia, Swordbreaker Reinhardt, that sort of thing. That will diffuse the central strategy. You just need to be aware that you will possibly be getting attacked by one of Lucina, Deirdre, or Soth, depending on how the AI moves. Note that Soth or Deirdre, not sure which, it depends on the slot order that the defender placed their team members. Then that unit will get refreshed by Micaiah. That unit will then move again and may end up here, in which case they will be refreshed by Azura. They could also end up here or here, in which case Azura will move forward as normal. And then if Azura is threatened, Lucina will use Future Vision on her. So that's what I mean when I say that you'll be getting attacked by Soth, Deirdre, or Lucina if you have a unit in this range. The second option is that you can use an insanely bulky 2-range tank and stick them in Seleth's range. Seleth will attack them and get refreshed by Azura for a second attack. Because your tank is 2-range, they won't counterattack and put Seleth in Wings of Mercy range. Then, either Lucina will use Future Vision on Azura and attack, activating Luna if she doubles, or Soth or Deirdre will move forward, get refreshed, and attack. Either way, you're looking at 2 attacks from Seleth, 1 attack from Lucina, and 1 attack from either Deirdre or Soth. It's certainly no cakewalk, but it's better than eating everyone special in one round. 3, you can use a Gale Force team to remove either Seliph or his supporting cast. If you do the former, do keep in mind that, like I was discussing with option 1, Lucina, Deirdre, or Soth may attack you depending on how the AI moves and how you've positioned your units. And if you do, as long as you account for that, you should be fine. I actually ended up doing the latter, which we will get into now. Alright, I'm going to be deploying a Gale Force raiding party for this map, and I'm not gonna lie, what I have in mind, it's gonna look pretty weird when I initiate, but based on what I know of the AI, it should result in a deathless battle, which I like. So I do need to do this pretty quickly here, because on turn 3, my Bolt Tower is going to activate on Lucina, Deirdre, Micaiah, and Soth, and just ruin my entire setup. So I need to break this fence, and then move Violet up, and then Edelgard over to the right, and that ought to do it. Yep. Alright, oh no, Panic Manor, except my units aren't going to have buffs on turn 2, so ha ha ha. And,
what now?
I mean, even if they did, Violet's not fighting this turn. So, where's that speed
Yes.
bit coming from, though? Oh, 5, speed ploy, duh. Deirdre has speed ploy, who'd have thought?
We will try it, Leon.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use my duo skill here.
It's up to you.
Final graphic. That gives me extra movement,
What is your
and now I
desire?
can reposition Violet straight up, so we can break the tactics
Let's
room.
move.
I obviously don't have any ranged units on this team, but that allows me to have Edelgard walk up and take out Lucina.
It will be
Now I
done.
can now smite Ephraim up, and he can take out Deirdre. And now, here's where it gets a little weird, because I'm just gonna straight up ignore Azura and Seliph and take out Micaiah and Soth. And what I am banking on is the AI's rule that a refresher will prefer to deal at least 5 damage instead of refreshing. So Seliph is obviously going to attack first, he's got no assist. He's going to go for Edelgard, and wow, that's a really tiny amount of damage. And see, exactly as I thought, Azura goes straight for Violet, because she can deal at least 5 damage to him. Except now what do I do? I thought it out this far, but now I'm a little lost. Okay, obviously I need to take out Azura. But how do I get Edelgard out of here? You know, I'm thinking this bolt trap 2 spaces below her is real. No way. Well, I mean, I guess it would also have affected
We will
Seliph,
try
but
it, Leon.
I wouldn't put a real bolt trap right next to the man.
Let's
So
move.
I break the Aether on 4A, and
will
if
go.
I do this, it should trigger? Yeah, that's what I thought. And now I can just use Wings of Mercy shenanigans. So Healing Tower is going to hit Seliph with
What
plus
is
20
your
HP.
desire?
Would have been nice if he'd had Vengeance, but doesn't really matter. So okay, so now I can take out Seliph. That's fine.
Yes.
All well and good. So I'm not going to lose anyone
Yes,
this
Aether.
map. I'll just use Wings of Mercy to get my units all
will
back
be done.
together. And I'm thinking Seliph probably advances towards Edelgard, turning to the right. Yeah, that's what I thought. And now, after I break this Aether
Yes.
Fountain with Violet, now I
What
can
is your
warp in and
desire?
seal the deal. And that, folks, is why you study your AI behavior. Thanks for watching this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I would really appreciate it if you could take some time to answer a couple questions that I've posed for you down in the comment section. Well, if all goes well, I should see you again in 2 weeks at the tail end of next Astra season. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you next time.